Okay, hello guys. Good evening, guys. How's it going from your end? I would like you guys. Sorry, the call started a bit late. We're 14 minutes late already. So before we start, let me just know how you guys are doing. How is the Sunday going? Like, who are those people that?
Toby, are you speaking? We can't hear you. Can you unmute yourself?
Oh, okay. Good evening, guys. Yeah, sorry we are a bit late. So let's just start the meeting. But before I start, I would like to know how your Sunday is going. Who are those people that prepared jollof rice that are trying to invite us to come and eat in the house? And how are you guys faring? And how was this weekend? And those resuming back to work tomorrow who are getting ready to get back to work. So how is everything going from your end? Let's see what you have in the comment section before we kickstart. Okay. Yeah, Marachi, good evening. Abulos, Ezela, good evening. Great. Okay. With that being said, so let's just kickstart. Everybody's actually very fine, I guess, yeah, and I think that's actually very awesome to actually hear. Okay, yeah, I'm fine too. I'm fine. Thank you very much. Yeah. Oh, great. They are not in the Gosville. Nice one. Okay, so let's just start. So in today's meeting, what we'll be going through is browser issues, general front end questions, recap of the week. I want to actually do this in a way that at the end of the week, Sundays during my live class, my live section, I would love to actually do a recap of what you guys have done over the week. So it doesn't, you guys will just keep watching videos and looking at resources, but still you don't understand what you are doing. So I'll just read a summary about what we did throughout this week. And also, this will also help you for your growth and for you to understand what you actually did on the week. Even though I will not be going as deep as what was taught during the live section, but I will try my best to actually break it down in a very small manner for you to understand. So first, so let me go on with the questions part before we move to the recap. So I have some questions on how long does it take for a task to be graded. I have submitted 4 days ago. Today is the deadline and it still hasn't been graded. There are actually thousands of tasks, and so you should know your tasks will be graded. Don't be worried, don't be scared. All the tasks you've done will be graded. You don't need to any cause for any alarm. All your tasks will be graded. Just keep doing your tasks and also try to also think back on things you're having issues with. But you should be rest assured that all your tasks will be graded. Okay, somebody is asking what is the simple definition of front end. Okay, great. Since I'll be doing a recap, I would also be talking about front end and probably generally what was taught during this the week. I have another person saying I have submitted an introduction to programming since and it has not been graded. While the one I submitted yesterday was already graded was wrong. Nothing is actually wrong. You should know. Like I said, and one of the mentors have previously said, Isaka, you might submit a task now, and all of a sudden it got graded. While the ones that people would have submitted so far for a very long time, it has not still been graded. So I can only tell you that just be calm. If your task to be graded, you don't need to you don't need to be scared of anything. Nobody's going to put you on probation if you do your task completely, and probably grading is from our hand. So don't be worried. I haven't been graded for week one tax and already receiving week 2. Would love to know how well I performed in week one. Hope it's not a problem. Sure, I know you would like to know how you have performed in week one. It's not a big problem. It's not a problem because week 2 tax before the end of this week you will get the tax being graded. So don't be so worried. Just try to continue your other tax and the rest assured that week one tax will be graded. Okay, so I have one final question. Somebody asking what is embedded tag used in HTML. Okay, that's something in I believe is in week 2. But since you asked this question now, I would also be going through it before the end of the class. So how I want to structure this our live section will be after taking the browser issues, general and front end questions, which I've started taking now, then the recap of the week. Then I will also still do questions from probably what I said. So I'll try to take 30 minutes for those questions. Then since we have barely like 1.5 hour left, so I will use 30 minutes for that and I will do the recap. Also, I would also try to give you a piece of advice for those that actually need it and probably to actually help you grow and it will make you grow well and understand things. So one of the first things we learned was how the web works. Like what one thing you should know as a developer, one of the first things you should know is try to understand how the web works. So they actually a web actually provides a simplified view of what is happening when you view a page in a browser or on your phone or computer. So it's actually what is going on when you actually view any place, be it google.com, anywhere, zuri.com, anywhere. So it's just to tell you how the web works. So there are two parts of the web, which is the client side and the server. So the client actually sends requests to the server. I know you probably be asking what is client, what is server. Yes, you may not understand it fully, but I will tell you part of what clients are. So clients are the typical web user's internet connected device. So you have why so example of clients are what's it called? Your Wi-Fi, when you're connected to your Wi-Fi, your phone connection to your mobile network. Those are clients. So those are examples of trying to connect to your client. So those are sending the request. Because if you don't have data, you can't do anything on the web. There's nothing interacting. So for you to have that, you need that that request from the client side, what you're actually typing, sending in to the browser is what is on the client. So it's in the server, okay, it's in the servers like Firefox, all these software devices. It actually helps you to read, send something back, which is a response. For example, you type google.com. Let me do that. You type google.com. Me sending this thing, I'm using the client to send, which is like sending a request to the server. Then the server returning Google homepage for me. That's the response. That's the server part of it. So that's one thing. That's the basic thing that you should know about how the web works. So just take it for it. Just take this. This is what you should just take in summary. The web works using the client to sending a request to the server, then the server returning a response back to the client. So there's a chain between both of them. Then going forward, there are also some things you should know in addition to the client and server that you need to like just understand about the internet. So they are also your internet connection, which allows you to send and receive data to the on the web. So it's basically like the street between your house and the shop. So for example, where you actually stay, so the street between your house and the shop, you are going out, coming in, all that. So just take that like your internet connection, moving out of your house, coming back, moving out, coming out. So going into the net, getting something, come back, going into the net, getting what you need, coming back, sending it back to you. That's the internet connection. Then you have the TCP, which or the IP, which is the transmission control protocol and internet protocol. TCP means transmission control protocol, while the IP means internet protocol. So these are communication protocols that define how data should travel across the internet. This is like the transport mechanism that lets you place an order, go to the shop, buy your goods, like that. So these are what you know the meaning of transmission now, like moving things, how it actually works. So you also have the DNS, which is one thing you should also know, which is the main name system, which is the address book for websites. So when you type anything on the website, www.zuri.com, the DNS is the address book of the website. So there's also somebody asked about HTTP and HTTPS. These are also things you should know about sites. So first of all, the first thing you should know about before you even say you want to program is how does this work? What do I want to do? What we all see, like static website and all that. First, you're not interacting very well yet, but along the line, you will understand how all this thing works. When you say you're trying to get something from the server, probably be it backend or something, you would understand it. Probably those who will be connecting APIs and all that, you would understand fully how all this works. So we also have that's HTTP, which is the hypertext protocol. Then when you have the header, that's when it's been encrypted. That they trying to say there's a validation or something on it that is being what is it called secured. Okay, so basically how the web works is between the client and the server, sending a request to the client, getting a response back from the server. So going further, you we also spoke about what programming is yesterday. So let's say you were asked what programming is, and in summary, just in brief, what is programming? Programming is just like collaboration between humans and computer. What you send to the computer and trying to get something back, that's programming. So when you send a request to the computer, you are giving the computer a set of instructions. Then you are trying to give the computer, then you are expecting something back. You are saying the computer do this, and the computer also brings back the feedback. Always know that the computer operates in a machine. They only understand machine language, which is 0 and 1. So those are one of the things you should know of what computer do. That's just the basic on what programming is. So programming is like the mental process of thinking up instructions to give to a machine and computer. Then also I know that people also would also be looking at what's programming, what's coding. Let me tell you, coding is like the process of transforming your ideas into writing language that computer can understand. So coding is those language you're writing. Programming and coding looks different kind of. Programming is just the mental process of thinking up instructions to give to the computer, to a machine. So that process of you thinking, putting up things, sending up an instruction, okay, this is what I want you to do. That's programming. While the coding aspect is like the process, you're processing those ideas into a written language that the computer can understand. A computer understood what is it called? The machine language. So going further, we would also be discussing. I also know that you guys will discuss the types of computer programming languages, which we have the machine language, assembly language, and the high level language. Then machine language is actually, in summary, machine language is actually easier for the computer to understand, but harder for programmers to understand. This is This is because machine language is simply the language of machines, as I said previously. But sometimes programmers will develop programs directly with machine code. But because it is difficult to understand and tedious to type, it is more common to program to using assembly or high level language. So because of how it's difficult, so that's why we need to get an high level language which helps us to write in English and send to the computer for the computer to return what it needs. So the assembly language, this one is actually a little bit easy to understand. The bit of machine language is replaced by numbers and English commands. Those numbers are just normal English language, whatever you're writing on the computer is between your numbers and your normal English language. So before assembly language actually runs to the computer, it needs something like assembler, which helps you to convert those codes that you wrote into one or zero that the machine language understood. Because I previously said machine language only understands zero and one. So for you to be able to send that, you need an assembler to come to help you assemble what you wrote and send it back. Then the high level language is what we would all be doing, which is is more of English commands that are significantly more readable than assembly language. Many high level language actually have commands that help the programmer with loops, create variables of data types, and manipulate strings. It is worth noting that all of these are possible in assembly or machine language. So high level just make everything to be easy for programmers to read, write, and debug. So what are those scripting languages that are actually writing? They're actually high level language. This so high level language. So when you actually write all these things, they're not compiled yet. So you need a compiler to compile all these things before it's being sent to the computer for it to be interpreted. So this would actually bring me to tell you what compiler and interpreter means, which is one of the things you people also did while because of this first week. So you have compilers as what actually translates your code in high level language into a low level language like assembly language. Note that the assembly language that I mentioned and the machine language, they're actually low level language. So it converts the code ahead of time before the program runs. So as you're writing your code, the compiler is compiling. So as you're compiling your JavaScript, what is sent to the computer is just zero and one, which is what you actually see. But what we think, okay, is what we wrote that is but machine does not really understand that. You need a compiler to bring out those things that we've written in English language or in numbers to the computer. Then also we also have interpreter. Interpreter will translate code line by line when the program is running. So when you write the hello world, interpreter first of all reads it, checks, okay, this is it, and send it to the computer. So that's how the interpreter works. So let me give it out the flow of everything how it works for a compiler. The compiler takes it from the source code, it sends it to a compiler, that's like maybe JavaScript, then compiles it into a machine code. Then now the machine code just sends it out to our to what is it called to what we see. That's the output we get. Then we also know that then for the interpreter, it only the source code interpreter output. There's nothing like the machine code trying to print it out because it's more like English language. Okay. With that being said, so I would also be moving to that. Like I said, I want to just be a summary recap of what was taught in the previous tutorial that we had. So okay, I'm still here. So let me just go back. Okay. Then there are some resources that were shared. Yeah, you only see my screen. You no sorry, you're not going to see. I'm only trying to just explain from what I know and some of the things that I also try to jot down. If I can, I will try to share my book with you guys for you guys to understand. I will try to share my slide for you guys if time permits me. I will do not slide per se, just my own jotting of what I have. So I'll see if I can compile it. So it's actually a note. So if I can compile it, I will type it and send to you guys. So there's also what we also call, now let's go into what we are doing. First, if you want to know what is front-end development actually, and why do you think front-end development is very important, or the skill or something? Like I said, it's just a summary. You should have known what development means and why it should be. I only want to deep dive more into what it is and why it should be a front-end developer. There are some skills that are skills that helps you as a front-end developer that a lot of, what is it called, will not have. A lot of other tech career will not have. I can bet that front end is one of the best tech skill somebody should have because it's diverse. It helps you know other things. Knowing front end helps you understand how design works, how Figma looks like, because those are what are being printed out. So let before I deep dive into why you should learn front end development, you should first of all know what front end development is. So front end development, which is also known as client side development, is the practice of producing your HTML, that's the markup language, then the CSS is the cascading, and the JavaScript is like the compiler that is sending things and out for you, doing a lot of functions for you. So a website or web application so that the user can see so what you are seeing and how you are interacting with the web. That's front end development because it's only what you can see. You don't see backend. Backend just only gets data for you, send it out. When you click there, let it load. Those are just what front end does. Every browser works with JavaScript. A browser that you disable JavaScript on, it just looks like an HTML page. You'll not see anything. Images does not load, nothing loads. I think let me see if I can. Okay. Um, uh, JavaScript. Okay, so let me show you something about the web that we probably don't understand. Let me just search for something. What is, or let me go to Twitter page just to show you something. You will see how Twitter looks when you actually disable JavaScript. Now, I disable JavaScript. So it tells me JavaScript is not enabled. And how I disabled JavaScript was just coming here. Sorry, settings. I typed in JavaScript here. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Site settings, JavaScript. So I put on don't allow. So what you would actually see in it is not going to look very. Let me enable it and disable it back then refresh. It's going to be empty because a lot of things run on JavaScript. Even YouTube will not show anything without JavaScript. Every YouTube, when JavaScript is disabled, you will not see anything on JavaScript. So JavaScript is very, very, very important. It's an important language. You need to. Your browser runs on JavaScript. Chrome, Firefox, Safari, everything uses JavaScript to compile. So as JavaScript is a compiler, so is also very important for developers. So you knowing all this, so imagine live without JavaScript on the web. How will it look like? A lot of things just look like newspaper. It won't work. It will just look very, very empty. So this YouTube. Let me refresh YouTube to show you. YouTube will just only give me the header once JavaScript is disabled. See, just showing that that's loaded. This is all. So stop loading from here. It's not going to load any other thing for me because one, JavaScript is not there, so it's not getting information or sending out information out. So let me refresh this page also and see how Twitter looks. JavaScript is disabled. You disable that JavaScript is disabled in your browser. Please enable JavaScript to switch to supported browser using Twitter. So without JavaScript, a lot of things does not work. So JavaScript is one great programming language we all need to learn. So those are the things that makes you a great front-end developer. Having knowing Java to know JavaScript makes you very, very, very great. So going forward, I would just, as I said, that's what front-end development like means. What front-end developer do. They only just do build code that makes your website to interact, showing your site what users are seeing, the interface. Those are front-end things. So the DOM, the JavaScript, the CSS, the HTML, all those are front-end architectures, like for you to know. Then going forward, why should you be a front-end developer? Let me give you some of the reasons why it is. Let me give you like approximately like 5 reasons why you should be a front-end developer. Yes, we would actually see that the when people started knowing about tech, and people wanted to do tech. Thank God for COVID. COVID made a lot of companies see, okay, yes, yes, we need to go online. We need to make take our market online, which brought a lot of markets like companies to find developers, which without front-end development, like a front-end developer in a company that's trying to access the net, that company won't stand because what you just want to send, what data you want to collect, you can't be using form. Even form self have an interface, which makes the job opportunity for front-end plenty. So it brought a lot of opportunities for front-end development that you would have enough that it does not finish, it does not end. There's nothing like so there's nothing like as a front-end developer, there's nothing like there's no job or something. Once you are good with whatever you are doing, it is always very, very good for you. So one of the 6 reasons why you should be a front-end developer, like I said, it has a great future. Like there is nothing on tech that you do not need front-end development. Building an interface, a data scientist trying to get his app running, trying to extract data after you want to use paper and bio. You need the front-end developer to build an interface to show your data. So front-end development is one great and good role everybody should look about. The front-end development this is why everybody are joining front-end, including me, aside the passion and all that. But I'll not lie to you, nobody has passion about a lot of things because anything that is stressful, not as if you have passion for it, but what you're looking forward to it is the money. You can't do free job now. Nobody wants to do free job. So I know that that's one of the great parts everybody wants to hear. Is about the salary of front end. So an average salary of a front end developer. Let me just blow your mind. From the record they had of recent. Okay, an average salary of front end developer is 51. How much is this? Okay, even Nigeria, in Nigeria, for those in Nigeria, in Lagos, 200, $200,000. If I convert this $200,000, or let me go as low as 10, is it not? Yeah, let me go to $100,000, $100,000 to naira. That's how much? 43 million naira. Let's say you don't even want to earn this 43 million naira. So 100,000. I'm exaggerating. Yes, it gets difficult to get to this point. You probably may need like 10 years of experience or 5 years of experience. But truth be told, hardly what job opportunity will give you close to what is it called? 10 million naira in a year. What job? Be it okay, maybe let's say medical doctors that are even medical doctors, aside you are outside and it's actually very hot. as medical is actually okay. But in 10 because of your 10 years of experience, you can't get to an higher level. Tech is actually growing in the sense that your years of experience determines the amount you collect. While those jobs are not like that. Jobs are not they're not looking for the years of experience, just you are qualified. That's what they're looking for. But this one, your years of experience and qualification, these are the kind of opportunities you see people saying you need to have this number of years of experience before you become something. That's what and your knowledge helps you. So that's why you see that okay, they say you do this, do that, but don't also rush it because you want to earn. Take it steady, learn about it, and it also be great for you to know about that. So having said that, let me move on to the next one of the opportunities you should also have as a front-end developer that is making you going to be very great. Is that there is actually a great growth prospect, is growing. Like I said previously, front-end is actually growing. As a front-end developer, you have opportunities to learn project management because one, as a front-end developer, know how. You knowing JavaScript as a front-end developer gives you opportunities to learn back-end to an extent. So it makes you know a little about those back-end things. As a Java, because I'm a JavaScript developer, I don't mind. Python may not give you the opportunity, but even okay, as a front-end developer, yes, the JavaScript part may not give you a lot of knowledge on the Python, but functions, there is also function in Python. So you knowing JavaScript back and forth, any programming language you want to know is not going to be difficult in as much as every programming language depends on JavaScript. Even you writing a Python code, you will still use JavaScript to do something. Right after writing a Python code as a web developer, you need to interfere with what is it called? Your front end app, which is probably built with HTML, CSS, JavaScript. The JavaScript is very, very important as a front end developer, but you don't need to rush it. JavaScript takes time and it takes process. It's not something you just want to wake up and know all of a sudden. You need to just be calm, learn, take the process, relearn, and unlearn. Okay, one of the things about it to also know that out of all, okay, no, did I mention that front end will also help you to know product design? Because the product designers are giving you things, they're not building it out. It will help you have that knowledge of how a Euro banner should look like. You will see beautiful Euro banners and you're like, oh yes, this thing is beautiful. One thing you should also understand about content development is one, you must learn how to see how what is beautiful and what is not beautiful. You not seeing what is not beautiful is like a loss. So you need to see check websites, just see how website looks. Look for beautiful websites, browse, look at how they look like. You would have ideas about the product design and also as a front end developer. You know how things are achieved. Okay. So going forward, front end development, another point is that front end development is one of the most easiest to learn. Who cannot write HTML CSS? Start just looking at HTML CSS. Crazily so if you go to your normal like code pen, you will see it's printing out something. Let me go to code pen for example. Code pen. Let me just writing things out. It's already printing out something as if I'm writing something. Even though this is not the ideal way. But me, they tell me just save my file as HTML. Put I am a boy. If you print it out, if you print it out here. So frontend is ridiculously easy. See, writing it out I am a boy is ridiculously easy for you to learn. Even though the JavaScript part may not be very easy, but you learn the HTML and the CSS part is ridiculously very kind of easy. On a part, I'm not pressurizing you. You might not follow my instruction, but on a kind of part, HTML is something you can finish up in a week, even less than a week. You don't need anything to know about HTML. Just know the rules. Know what is the schematic, which you'll be taking in the next class. The resources of it, you'll be seeing things like schematics and also the process about all that. So you is 1 week is really enough for you to know what HTML means. So going for that CSS part, roughly two, three, four, or no, but because SSU has some difficult parts, trying to understand what to use, when to use position, when to use this. So what you need to know is learn the basics, and also it is actually well structured. in this program that you will learn what you need, and but you should also understand one thing: you need to develop yourself even after learning something. You don't just learn what they give you. Go extra miles to see what they're giving to you. That's why you have resources also. Resources is to take you. Let me see. Don't only learn to solve a solution. You will never be a good developer that way. Learn that okay, if another challenge relating to this comes, I will know it. In summary, don't always just go and copy code and paste. Understand what your code does before you copy it. Get to the basic of it, aside if urgent, and after you've done the urgency, try to go back to know to what you were doing to understand what you actually did. Then one of the way is of front end, as I said, front end development is everywhere. Like every tech company needs front end development. So it's the job for you to get a job. A lot of people there are a lot of front end developers, but if you stand out, no matter what, you get a job. You will get a job because front end development is everywhere. You hear front end development is one of the easiest, one of the hardest job to get. But I can tell you the truth, the actual fact. Front end development is not easy as you think. It's not difficult and it's not also easy, but it's one of the opportunities you can easily get a job from. Front end development is one of the simplest place you can get a job. So let me also go to this thing about the hiring of front end development. I have a statistic here that is saying, okay, front end, all every big company that are online, guess what is it called? Needs a front end developer. You would always see a front end development job. Like, just be good about whatever. Google guess what is it called? Use front end development. They even need it more. If Google website should crash today, what is Google? If Google website is not as beautiful, what is Google? If the backend is ready and what is it called? Google does not have anything to show, the interface to show, what is Google? Same thing with Amazon, same thing in this. Aside maybe Tesla, but Tesla will not be able to sell all of these things because where they don't want to showcase that thing, they don't want to snap it and come to your DM and send to you. They need where to say to show it. So think about it as front end is actually is everything about programming. Is what you see. So having what you see is enough. You just need to keep trying, trying. Don't give up. Giving up is not an option. Aside, you already have another very crazy paying job. Yes, maybe after that you can say, well, I need to give up on front end. I don't front end is not for me. I don't want to code or something. So with all this being said, don't let me bug you. Like I said, I want it to be like an interactive section. So I would like to know what questions do you guys have? Let me see how I can take you through the chat section to get what we have. Yeah, okay, lol. Sorry, I don't know. Okay, Louise, I missed the I. Yes, front end, front. Yes, you can actually be a very good front end through hard work and perseverance. You can do it. Sure, yes, everybody can do it. You just need that hard work. You need to put that hard work in place. You need that hard work. Without that hard work, you will not get where you need to get to. So just try your best, continue, don't relent, keep trying, and you see that everything will be great. Do college degree matters? Let me tell you one small truth. You would never, you would hardly see, maybe only some big companies that say, okay, you require a skill of someone or what is it called, a degree. And that's because they don't want that after you come to that company. you make more money than you need, like you're going to further your school. So they employ that okay, even though when you're masters, you can have time or something. I as a person, I have never submitted my what's it called? Okay, I've not gotten my transcript yet, so but I'm earning in a way that even people that have that their what is it called transcripts or first class or whatever thing. I came out with 2-2. But I'm a front end developer and I don't think I've sent out my CV out to anybody to say I need like because of my tutor just downgrade. No, all you need as a developer is just your skill. Be good. I have friends that do not even go to school but are earning massively than people that went to school. So you don't need what is it called? You don't need to put pressure on yourself that I must finish school. I need to go to school first before I become a yes, you need to go to school. School is actually very good. Big companies will want to hire you if they are not if, they are, if you went to school. But if not to big companies will still hire you. Just your skill should matter to you. Your skill is everything. Your skill is big. Okay, sorry I said that. Apologies. Okay. Um was yesterday's meeting shifted? I rated yesterday not picking up. Sorry, it was shifted for Daniel. It was shifted from 3 till around 8. Apologies for that. That was due to unforeseen circumstances, and I think it was sent to the Slack. Okay, so on also always try to, even though your this thing is very important, your LMS, also always try to get check information on Slack too, if needs be. Try to on the notification, but even though I do the notifications can be a lot, but just try to do. So um okay, we have um let me see. Okay, fabulous. Yes, you need to connect to Slack. Slack is okay, it's a separate. You're trying to explain to somebody. Okay, great. Well done for that, fabulous. Well done. I think you also helped somebody yesterday too. That's actually very nice. Helping and is great. Let me also tell you people one secret about this development of a team. When you teach somebody, you learn more. You get to understand that okay, I know this thing very well. It's actually very ridiculous when you watch tutorials. It happens to me. That happened and it still happens to me. After watching the tutorial, in my head, I know it. But now I write that code. I'm always like, oh, what did I read? It's normal in your book to read a page, look at it very well. If you understand, close that book, pick a question and try to answer it. You try to get cram your head and say, oh, but what did I even read? So I will tell you that just don't relent. Teach somebody. It's always very great. Even though it's just a low word, you know how to write. Teach somebody how to write a low word. It will help you. It will surely help you. That's one great secret I have to tell you people. I love teaching. And you will notice I love giving people talks on what to do. And because it helps me. It makes me feel things are okay and I'm getting to know a lot of things. So we have James. Yes, what part of the tax is given? Okay, sorry. Which slide are you talking about? The slide I'm talking about is not it's not really a slide. It's just my own notes. I would see if I can send it out. I would try to compile it very well and see if I can. It's just summary about what front end means and how the web interacts. Just a little summary. So I'm not promising, but I will do my possible best to get it out before the end of this week because I just wrote it down. Yes, you can't see my notes. It's not sorry, it's not on. It's not on. That's just Miriam. It's not what something that I published in a book. So it's just like a note for me. Ah, we're going to just. You can watch this video again. You can watch this video again. The video is always on YouTube, so you can check it and see. Okay, Dorcas, you're asking, are there JavaScript alternatives? Sadly, no. Yes, there are other JavaScript that I feel is alternative, but there's no JavaScript alternative. Maybe all these TypeScript you're hearing about, they are under JavaScript. All of them are just JavaScript compiler working with JavaScript or other JavaScript framework. You have like even Node.js is a JavaScript language. It came out from JavaScript. That's why you see JS at the back of it. So there's nothing like JavaScript. There's nothing for alternative for JavaScript. Also, there's no alternative for HTML and CSS. You see these three things: HTML, CSS, JavaScript. They don't have any alternative. Even your Microsoft Word uses HTML. Try to get it. Browse it. Even while you're writing your thing, to print it out uses HTML. Everything you use does use HTML. Anything aside maybe when you're working. Please, can you repeat the meaning of front end? Okay, you want to jot that down? Okay, let me just that's why I made this song here. Wow, beautiful name. So front end is like the interaction, the user interface you see, what you see online. Even my slide itself is front end development, like it does with development. Figma itself is front end because these are what you are looking at as an interface. Figma, the product design tool, is a front end tool too because it is built using HTML and CSS. Try to inspect your code and you see that everything on the web uses front end framework. So just taking that front end is programming in the sense that is what you see, what the user see is the front end. The user interface is front end. So I hope that is enough for you to understand what front end is, just the basic. So we they wait for salary. Oh, courage, yeah, sure. With your name, so salary will surely come. They are consistent. So I do MCA degree increase salary front end development. So see, if you like, have what is it called MBA, and you are a developer, and you don't see, no matter the MBA you have, and you don't have that experience, do not pay you. What matters in development and minus okay, maybe your book might help you increase to an extent, but your experience is the key. Your experience is the key. If you see 1 million, thank God. Okay, not bragging. I have been coding for like 3 years now, almost 3 years. But I know that I earn more than him per year though. Over two, over three, I don't know. But let's just take that for now. The correct degree matters. No, it doesn't. To make something that is beautiful is very hard. Yes, and nothing comes easy. Nothing comes easy. So all you just need to do is try, persevere. Don't ever give up. Giving up is not an option. Like it's never an option. Don't think about it. How long will it take someone to learn front end perfectly? Yes, you can learn. Okay, a little testimony for you both. Like no, I started programming in March. That's around 2020 fully. In 6 months, I got my first job as front end developer, and I built some things. I built a lot of things. It's not by what's it called the numbers of years you want to spend. What matters is grace and also how consistent you are. When you're consistent, you will be you'll be very perfect. So you don't need to say how many years. It can take you 1 month. It can take you um 1 year. It can take some 10 before they say okay yes that they learn from it very well. So like I said, what matters to you is consistency and how you understand things. So for you to understand things very well, read books. Reading books it has been written that reading a book per week or so helps you to broaden your knowledge. It opens up your brain. So also is coding. Programming helps you because you are calculating a lot of things. How will this work? So if you just try to anything that would help you open more your brain, just try it. Be it book, be it watching movie. If you feel movies will help you, great. Anything that work is one of the best things you should always do. Don't say something that is working for A must work for you too. It may not work for you. That's why you see that twins does not have they don't have same character. They may look alike, but they're not the same thing. So going forward, I will just say I have another question. Please, coming from an educational background, without anything related to programming, do you think one can fly in this career path? What soft skills are necessary to fly as a developer? Without an educational background, without anything related to programming, do you think without educational background, I studied mechanical engineering, I did not study computer science. I studied mechanical engineering. But here I am, before I even finished school, I started earning as a developer. I paid my fees in my final year as a developer. So I can say you don't need educational background or anything. All you just need is pick something, start it. Just start it. Just start it. It's always very, very good. You don't need any educational background to fly as a developer. You don't need anything. All you just need is consistency and good work. What soft skills are necessary for to fly as a developer? Learning front end, the basics of front end throughout the end of this program and also after this program. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, pick a framework in CSS, then pick a framework in JavaScript, then you are almost good to go. Then you keep learning other things like Redux, moving to Mobex, but those are not needed. Before the end of this program, I would also be sharing you people a front end roadmap. Somebody can remind me probably during this week. I'll be sharing people a front end roadmap. What makes you to be a front end developer? What you need to know. Yes, it looks overwhelming. This is plenty. It looks very much. It looks it's not okay. It's too much for me. I can't finish it in a year. You don't need to finish it in a year. No front end developer knows everything in a year. It's a process. It's stage, stage by stage, stage by stage. Then another question that somebody is asking, aside HTML, CSS, JavaScript, what other skills do we need to? Okay, like I said, learn a CSS framework, learn a JavaScript framework. CSS framework, CSS library, you have what is it called? Things like Material UI, Bootstrap, others. JavaScript, you have things like React, different for that, you have Angular, you have Vue, like that. So just like I said, if I show you that what is it called front end roadmap, you would get a lot. Then I have another question, front end framework like React. Okay, yeah, that was like a framework, JavaScript framework. Then Espao Lawrence, another question. I currently use okay, so for that you have Angular. So I will reach out if the score for it. Okay, having said that, somebody I know in Nigeria. Okay, another question is I currently do not stay in the areas of priorities and all that. But it's also verified. Yours is go through the part movies as a developer. I watch Korean without watching series of Korean movies, but I have to let it go for what's it called? Do anything. I have to let it go. Okay. Are we going? Oh, the video is breaking. Sorry, sorry, sorry. How about now? Can you guys hear me very well? Can you hear me perfectly? Please, what about now? Can you guys hear me now? Can you hear me now? I have to restart my network connection, but I would like to know. Please answer in the comment section. Can you hear me now? Can you all hear me now? I believe you should be able to hear me by now. Oh, I need to get you people's reply to me if you can hear me now. I don't know, maybe it's a bridge that plays to my network. Oh, great. People can hear me now. Oh, that's very nice. That's very nice. Thank you. Okay. Somebody's asking saying, I have literally little or no idea about content. Any idea on how and where to start? Please, I'm just joining the platform. Go to your LMS in your LMS, get through the post part and start with one resources. That would help you. That will help you catch up with it. So apologies guys for the little break transmission. I have to restart my Wi-Fi for me to be able to use it very well. So great guys. Okay. I think it was so Esther Lawrence, you said I did not answer your question. Please sorry, what was the question, please? Let me try to check that. I will check that for you now. Sorry about that if you felt I did not ignore you. Okay, another question. I currently do not stay in Nigeria. What should I put in state origin for the tax? Just put wherever you are. Put your state on origin. It's not you don't have to be in Nigeria for you to do any tax. Any state and origin of origin you put is actually very fine. We just really need that for reference purpose and just the tax, like I said. You can put anything, but ensure that what we want to just get is that you understand what you are doing. So okay, okay. I think I've responded Esther's answer now. If you have more questions, please just please keep asking so that we can use the remaining minutes we have to finish things up and also get going. And I hope you all of you um understood little or part of the recap of what I said, and also you get to understand what you are the journey you are up for, what front-end development means, and how to become a front-end developer and advantages of front-end development. Also, what is programming, the types of programming you have, there's a difference between compiler and interpreter, and all that. So, somebody asking, are you be going? Are you a set of residents? A set of residents, any one of them is actually very fine. I have to say thank you. Then somebody is asking, are you going to be working with Node.js and JavaScript? Vanilla JavaScript is front end, Node.js is back end. Vanilla JavaScript, okay, sorry, Vanilla JavaScript is just pure JavaScript. That's what you people will be learning. Sorry for the mix up, don't mind me, please. So, vanilla JavaScript is just pure JavaScript, while Node.js is like the framework of the back end. So, you would learn what is it called, both of them, and that's actually very fine. Then you have, can a front end web developer be a software developer? Yes, now. As if software development automatically is still same thing as being a developer. If you're putting your CV, you're putting a software developer, what's it called? Everything is all about software. You can have that name. It's very fine. It's actually very okay. So let's see more questions. Let's see more questions. We still have time. So let's see the questions we can get hold of for us to understand and what is also going on. Just drop in your questions as you have them. Can we also add the HNG internship? Can we also add this month? Would it be a good idea? One thing I would advise you, that's I can't pronounce her name, so let me just calm down. Yeah, man. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce, so I hope you just understand what I'm saying now. As a beginner, don't beginners. But if you know they say it's for beginners, you need to know understanding, like you need to understand how the web works. You don't just unless you have other prior knowledge to what is being taken. But right now, you can't just become a front end developer like going to a change. Is this still breaking? Okay. We have a lot of what is it called? So in summary, I'll just tell the person that's saying that has the question, can we also add the change internship starting this month? Will it be a good idea? No, don't. Aside you have other knowledge about it and you are not a beginner because HNG is not beginner, it's not beginner program. It's not. I also finished from HNG, so I can tell you that it's not beginner friendly. It's not beginner. You don't need to be, can't be a beginner to do anything. Aside, you can learn very fast. Programming is about smart work, not hard work. Smart work is browsing, getting your answer, knowing what to do, not hard work. If you are trying to compare hard work to programming, no. Programming is not hard work, it's just smart work. That I'll tell you about programming. Then you also have somebody asking, um, did we have different JavaScript? Yes, there are plenty JavaScript too. Funny enough, there are a lot. There are a lot of JavaScript. There are a lot. There's something they call 3JS. There's mm, vanilla JavaScript. There is Node.js. There is React.js. There is Vue.js. There are a lot of JavaScript. Plenty. I can't, I can't, what's it called? Just list them like that. There are plenty. There are a lot of JavaScript. And you don't need to know everything. What you just need to know is the ones that are focused to you. Those are the ones you need to know. Then I can see somebody asking, please, what is framework library and difference between them? Framework library. Okay, we have CSS what's it called, library. Those are what makes your things faster and easier. Like what you are writing, that makes it faster and easier. Those are framework. Those are the libraries or something that you need to know. Then going further, I open this browser because I need to browse something out for somebody. Then, so like I said, framework is like React, other things that you need to like know, Node.js and all that. But library is actually different. Library is like the CSS. You have CSS library like Material UI, Bootstrap, Tailwind. Those are different. Um, Somebody said, I don't want to go back. What's the difference between software development and front end development? Software, you say, front end development is programmers that write. Okay, surprisingly, I just see that people are just wondering why the front end. But I can actually tell you software development and front end are actually the same. Like being a front end developer also makes you a software developer. So don't link it up. Being a software developer makes you a front end developer. So don't let me just go over or continue talking about this. You can browse more about it, but that's just what you need to know. Then you also ask somebody say, please what frame okay, let me see, I've answered that one. Can a front-end developer develop as like Google Play app? Those are mobile developer. Yes, mobile front end. You can have mobile front-end developer. And mobile front-end developers are those that do React Native, Flutter, and all that. So if you know React, it will be easier to know React Native. What you just need to get see one key thing as a front-end developer that can get a job very fast is knowing CSS. CSS is a great tool and one secret that you need to know as a front-end developer. No matter how you happen to interact very well. Then I have Adebanjo asking this front-end cohort is how many months? Okay, that's close to 2 months for each actually know. But you get more information on LMS about the courses and training. But just a calm and learn. It's about by how far but how well and how you understand things. Then somebody asking favor asking is attending the office hours like compulsory? Do we get attendance mark for that? Well, no, no attendance for that. But it is very good and advisable for you to attend so that you would not have questions that probably might have been answered, and you would also get to understand things and probably having a challenge. Office hours just makes you understand a whole lot also. It gives you the knowledge of not having to ask repeated questions and You would also gain some practical things in office hours. But like I said, no attendance for it. But it's actually necessary, not really compulsory. So someone also asking, how do I become a web developer? Being a front-end developer makes you a web developer. You're building web, you are interfering with the web. So web means website. What are you doing? You are interfering with the web. So automatically that will make you a a web developer, being a front-end developer. Okay, thank you, Amarachi. That is not breaking. Thank you. Then somebody asking, okay, the process of becoming a web developer. Picking a framework and knowing what you want to do makes you a web developer. Makes you a web developer. Picking a framework makes you a web developer. Okay, yesterday's class were majorly questions, on questions that were taken and just little talks, but not something much. That's for Daniel. But if you need a recap of yesterday, like talks about, there's a video on yesterday's, what was it called? You can actually watch it also. So, okay, not thank you yet. So we also have, are we going to finish HTML and JavaScript in this content program? JavaScript does not have engine. I will not lie to you. JavaScript does not have engine. You can't finish JavaScript in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. You can't finish. JavaScript does not have engine, but they have a lot of framework. But HTML, CSS, yes. JavaScript, you get the basic that you need to go into the market to get a first job with consistent learning. I have people that have done it and it worked for them, and I believe it will actually work for you also. If only you continue with the same pace and put on more pace. Then I have another one. The JavaScript part of week one, was it we done in detail? Okay, I have somebody asking, will we learn? Are we going to learn everything? We will learn everything here as a. You don't hear you. I don't hear you. Sorry about that. Are we going to be learning all the skills required to become a front-end developer in this course? Oh, wait. So let me just go back to this question. I really need to get back to this question part. So somebody saying, web developer is also front-end developer. Yes, a web developer also makes you a front-end. A front-end developer makes you a web developer. You are interfering with the web. What web development means is the combination of being a, what is it called? There's full stack, there's front end, there's back end. Those are components of a web developer. If you're doing anything on the web, it makes you a web developer. Then you have somebody saying, are we learning all the skills required to become a grounded front end developer during this course? You will learn the basics. The basics is what you would learn, what to bring to the market. Then on those basics, you need to also learn more by yourself. Doing self-training would help you become a web developer. I would not expect anybody, once you finish this training, you rush up to say you're going to another course, start again. No. What course is meant to do is just give you an overview of what you need to know. So giving you the overview of what you need to know. Now is left for you to continue in that journey. Go and continue learning. Go and continue learning. Don't give up. So somebody I think can jury team give out job after this program. Funny enough, some people were employed from last quarter. So it depends on how good you are. You just need to get okay. If you're okay, there are other people that are expecting people to graduate from Zoom, this current Zoom, and get a job. You can be one of them. Just stand out and continue your learning. What is the difference between web developer and web design? Okay, if you mean product design are those people that design the interface of the web. They design the interface of the web, like Figma. That Figma that you are seeing, those things that are seen on Figma, those are product design. Like those ones do not require you to actually code them. They only design it for you to see. We only see how beautiful they look. So what front end developer do as a web developer is to build them. So design is just normal what you hear on your head. Design. So that is it. But so at some point you will hear web design people saying, okay, when I say I was gonna be I'm a web designer, they'll take it that you are learning HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. But there's difference between web design and product design. So if you mean product design, those is like that's actually what I mean by Figma, Adobe, all those tools that you use as designers. So what other let's see what we can learn. That curiosity that you have as a question to ask them. Don't be shy. Don't worry, nobody's saving your name. Even though it's not a question that looks very okay to you, just ask them. Funny enough, some of the some of the questions that you probably may ask are beautiful. Wow, this thing got muted. Sorry, I don't know. Automatically my this thing got muted. Sorry. So somebody said, um, what do you advise we do after this cohort? Depends on your preference. So don't after the cohort, don't automatically say you are trying to train yourself on other things. Just train yourself. Do your own best. Learn as much as you can. Learn as much as you can. How you can train on your own is by that's how you can learn on your own. Ah,
How about now? How about
But
now?
now, okay, going back. So somebody is asking how you can learn on your own. The way you can learn on your own is by going to YouTube, find a tutorial, pick it, get a valuable thing to learn from it, get a life project and build. So that's how you can learn on your own. Just try your best and continue doing that route. Somebody is also asking how. Somebody is also asking, what do you advise? Google it and keep doing. So another person having sir will be giving life projects like a clone of website. Yes, you may not be a clone of website, but something you have to build yourself. It's to be a task. So just something you have to build yourself. So you just need to keep trying, doing your best, keep trying, doing your best. So that's what you need to do. Then we have after classes, you have how long is this training going to last? Well, the training is going to last for like 2 months, but you should be able to get a lot of things by then. Okay, so somebody is also asking, please, will, will there be materials and resources? Please, where will the materials and resources be released? The materials and resources will be released to you via your post on the LMS, and some of them are already there. Most of them are there already. So just check them and also go along with that.
How about now? Any difference?
I was trying to load up a website. Sorry about that. I was not giving audio. Sorry about that. I was trying to load up something from my end. So there are websites like this, frontendmentor.io, frontendmentor.io. You will get a lot of things. I'm also writing it on the chat. So try it. I was trying to load up something. That was why my network went off like that. Not like my network. I'll stay here. Okay. With all this being said, I think we're almost coming close to the end of this class. Um, so let me pick like 2 to 3 more questions and we call it a day.
How about now? Is it okay now? So okay, let's pick 1 or 2 questions.